to Good Day LA. It is 8 o'clock on this Monday. I'm Jen Lammers.
I'm Bobby Castro. Yeah, thanks for being with us. And here's a look at some of the stories we'll be covering this morning. An investigation into a possible explosive device in a San Fernando Valley neighborhood. It ends with a dog being shot by police. Gigi is live at the scene there with the latest.
President Trump issuing a sharp warning to Iran. We'll have more on that, demanding action in the Strait of Hormuz, what he's saying now about a possible deal.
The UCLA women's basketball team dominating South Carolina to win their first NCAA championship. We have a reaction from Westwood coming up. First, let's get to our Westwoodian, Maria.
It was definitely loud in the hood. I heard the choppers going off.
Oh, yeah.
All of that. So a big party in Westwood, definitely. Congratulations to our Bruin girls. Definitely looking at some great weather to celebrate today. We've got some clouds, sure, low cloud cover. It will burn off. We'll get some sunshine, and those temperatures will warm up nicely there on the UCLA campus. Temperatures right now around 64 in downtown, 60 in Woodland Hills, 65 in Santa Ana. It's 41 in Big Bear, so that's 74 in Palm Springs. Later on in the low desert, Palm Springs around 94. 81 in the high desert areas to that 64 up into Big Bear. Downtown LA should get up to around 80 degrees, noticeably cooler, but that's still well above average, certainly today for that high temperature. 84 for the valleys and the Inland Empire to around low 70s near the coast. We do have that gradual cooling trend continuing, but we also have some rain in the forecast. I'll go over the details in just a few moments. But first, let's check in on the drives. It's Stu up in Skyfox watching very slow-moving cars here, Stu. Oh, boy, Monday.
That's right, Maria. And you know what? Here I am kind of laughing, and I'm thinking, let's do a very serious traffic report because the 10 looks so serious today, doesn't it? They got a lot of slowing, but it is a little bit of good news involved as well. You're actually hitting the brakes right around Crenshaw, not as you cross the 110 freeway. This is all on the westbound lanes, making your way through the mid-cities area. This is usual slowing out here. No crashes, thank goodness for that, but it is definitely slow and go from Crenshaw all the way out to the 405. Plan your drive accordingly. If you're doing it the other way around, getting from the west side into downtown, take a look at that. Wide open. Moving well. Sending it back to y'all in the studio. Good morning.
All right. Good morning, Stu. Thank you. We do have some breaking news this morning. What was first thought to be a homemade bomb actually turned out to be fireworks near a homeless encampment in Sun Valley.
And through all of this, an officer fatally shot a dog. Gigi Graciette live at the scene where we just received an update. Gigi.
That's right, and unfortunately the update left us with more questions since LAPD, citing an ongoing investigation, couldn't really get into details. For example, we heard it was an IED, an improvised explosive device, possibly fireworks wrapped in nails, but police say they're only calling them explosive devices. So much more than just fireworks. You are looking live at the scene happening here on Telfair between Tuxford and Penrose, an industrial area with a very large homeless encampment. But take a look at the video, because this all started before 1 o'clock this morning when LAPD Foothill officers pulled over the driver of a white car here on Telfair. Police not saying why the driver was pulled over other than it was a traffic stop, but they confirmed that inside the car the officers saw what they believed to be explosives. Originally, again, thought to be fireworks, possibly wrapped in nails, essentially an improvised explosive device. The bomb squad was called, and using their robot rendered the device safe by cutting them apart. But before that could happen, officers say they had to clear the area. That meant evacuating the large homeless encampment with people living in tents on the street and inside their RVs. It was during that evacuation that officers came into contact with a pit bull named Mama. Her owners say she was watching over a newborn litter of puppies. Police say the dog bit an officer during the chaos, and that's when an officer, or possibly multiple officers, opened fire, shooting and killing the dog. We counted at least 14 evidence markers around the dog's body. Mom and her puppies belong to a couple living in one of the RVs. We spoke to Shankara Bishay, who says she was actually at the nearby Tiny Homes Village for the unhoused when the shooting happened. She believes officers should have given her boyfriend more time to gather all all of those dogs before things escalated.
I told him my boyfriend's gonna have a hard time because he has 4 puppies, the baby, and then my dog, the mom, and then that's the one that the cops shot for I don't know what reason. He said she was just in the wagon feeding her puppies, and then I guess she tried to charge at the cop, I guess.
And Shankara says the dog may have just been trying to protect the puppies. An ambulance was called for that injured officer who was taken to the hospital. Meanwhile, police say the driver from the original traffic stop has been detained and is being questioned. Earlier reports suggested the driver may have also been armed with a gun, but LAPD now says they can't confirm that. All of it, they keep saying, is part of this ongoing investigation. Meanwhile, Telfair between to Penrose here and Tuxford remains closed for the investigation. The bomb squad does remain on the scene. A very unfortunate series of events this morning here in Sun Valley. I'll send it back to you.
Very sad, Gigi. Thank you. Egypt, Pakistan, and Turkey have presented the U.S. and Iran with a 45-day ceasefire draft proposal. That proposal would also open the Strait of Hormuz. The news comes as Iran warns of retaliatory attacks after President Trump's latest threats. The president posted a new ultimatum on social media, on Truth Social, giving Iran until tomorrow to open up the Strait of Hormuz or risk more attacks on its power plants and bridges.
Trump is an unstable, delusional figure, marked by a set of contradictions. Iranian society generally does not pay attention to his statements.
So what I expect is escalation against Iran in the hope that they meet our demands. If they don't, and if there's not a deal, we have a real inflection point.
Critics say the president keeps extending that deadline, while Trump says Iran will be, quote, living in hell if they don't comply. The president will speak with news reporters at 10 a.m. this morning from the White House, and we will bring that to you live.
Meantime, President Trump is backing conservative commentator Steve Hilton for California governor. President Trump backing him, and the president announcing his endorsement last night in a Truth Social post calling Hilton a fine man who can turn the state around. His move comes just days ahead of the state's GOP convention and after Hilton and fellow Republican Riverside County Sheriff Chad Bianco faced off in a debate over the weekend.
Another NCAA basketball championship banner will be hanging from the rafters at Pauley Pavilion.
But for the first time, it will be raised to honor the women's basketball team. Brooke joins us now with more on the history-making win. Good morning.
Mission accomplished, right, for the UCLA women's basketball team. You know, they were there before. They've been there before in the Final Four. But this year, it hits different. Their first ever NCAA championship. What a way to end your college basketball career for so many of these ladies. You can see team members holding up the hardware as they stepped off the bus last night. The Bruins won one previous national title back in 1978, but that was before the NCAA started overseeing women's basketball. As for the game itself, it was over early. UCLA was just too smooth for South Carolina. They outscored the Gamecocks 29-5 in the third quarter. The Gamecocks just didn't have the answers for this team. UCLA senior Gabriella Hackes led all scores with 21 points. The final score, UCLA 79, South Carolina 51. The secret to UCLA's success can be summed up in 2 words: senior leadership. That's right, the Bruins senior scored all of the team's 130 points in the Final Four. After last night's game, some of those seniors talked about what this final win means to them.
We have everybody you could possibly want on a team, and you were so skilled at every single position. But I think, you know, the maturity to come in and, you know, sacrifice yourself and your ego and be able to put that aside for moments like these, like, it makes it so worth it. Because at the end of the day, like, no one's going to really care how much you average this season. Like, when you have a freaking ring around your finger, like, no one cares.
We got after it. We compete at a really high level, but we also love each other. And we play for each other. We play really hard. And that was just the culture that we created from day one, and the culture that everyone was so willing to buy into.
It's a special moment also for head coach Corey Close. Look at that, cutting down the nets to cap a 37-1 season. The team's lone loss came in November to Texas. From there, though, they closed the season on a 31-game winning streak. The title game was a family affair as well for Gabriella Hackes. Her brother, her older brother, was watching her in the stands last night. Former UCLA star and current Miami Heat player Jaime Jaquez Jr. The Heat had Sunday off, so he flew into Phoenix where last night's title game was held. So the question, can the Bruins do it again next year? They will have to do it with a lot of fresh new faces. The 12-player roster for this championship team featured 8 Bruins who were either seniors or graduate students. But of course they can do it again. Back to you.
It's the Bruins, of course they can.
Right,
All
exactly.
Yeah.
Brooke, thank you. So still ahead, today's show host Savannah Guthrie makes a comeback to work today as the search continues for her missing mother, what she had to say on her first day back on air.
We have more on that. Also, a new ranking of the country's top party schools. And number 1 on the list is right here in California. Can you tell which one? We'll tell you. First, let's get to Stu with a check of the morning commute. It's always a party up there in Sky Fox.
Pretty much. I would honestly say, Bobby, pretty much. We're number 1, at least with that. Let's take a look at some traffic out here. This Skybox traffic brought to us by My Home Sold. Taking a look at that 101 drive. Unusual traffic pattern this morning for sure. Those headlights, those are going to be the southbound. Heading out of the Tarzana area over to the 405. The reason why I say it's unusual is you got all this slowing, but by the time you make that turn right there, take a look at that. It does open up, and it actually is a good ride over to the 405. Kind of the opposite deal right there. We've got some people on one of those overpass. Maybe everybody's taking a look at what they're saying, but for the most part, that 101 a little slow and go this morning, but it actually opens up before the 405. Let's take a look at some traffic hotspots.
Hello, I'm Adrian Hernandez with MyHomeSold.com, and we want to buy your house cash. We'll give you a cash offer for your house today. Sell your house the easy way with no commissions, no fees, no repairs. For free, no obligation cash offer. Go to MyHomeSold.com.
Stories this morning. An LA model and social media influencer is due to enter a plea this morning on several felony charges of burglary and grand theft. The LA District Attorney's Office says 28-year-old Adva Lavi used dating apps to form relationships with the intent to burglarize and steal from wealthy older men and younger women throughout Southern California.
A shocking find during an Easter egg hunt in Long Beach yesterday. Skyfox over 59th Street and DeForest Avenue, where police say possible human remains were found. What looks like a skull was found next to the brightly colored plastic Easter eggs on a dirt trail not far from where a family had gathered to celebrate Easter.
It's a big day for the Artemis II lunar mission. The 4 astronauts aboard the spacecraft are expected to do their much-anticipated flyby of the far side of the moon. The crew of 3 Americans and 1 Canadian will travel around the moon, make a U-turn, and slingshot back to Earth. This will be the farthest humans have ever traveled from Earth. The crew is expected to splash down off the coast of San Diego on Friday.
Big Bear's bald eagles, Jackie and Shadow's family, has grown a little bit bigger. Saturday night, chick number 1 completely broke free from its egg after about 36 hours of hard work, and then the next morning, 8:30 Easter morning, chick number 2 made its final scoot out of its shell and hatched. Experts say feeding the chicks can be challenging because they don't have enough muscle strength in their necks, and because of that, they're called bobbleheads.
We saw them feeding earlier this morning. One of them fell over. It was kind of cute. They're doing just fine.
I'm going to give you a live look now. There they are. Underneath, mom or dad. That's Jackie, you said?
Is it Jackie? Okay, so which one has the black spot above their eye? Is that Jackie?
Apparently, the one with the markings on the beak.
What is
Jackie. That's what I was told.
All right.
Yeah, the markings on the beak allegedly is Jackie.
Okay.
And she's kind of a little wider at the bottom.
Okay.
So this one.
Okay,
Jackie,
she's got a
some
badunkadunk.
hips.
Yeah, she's got the hips.
But then Shadow's probably out looking for some fish or something.
Maybe. Yeah.
Yeah.
They eat often, right?
Yeah.
The little babies. But some good news. Yes, both eggs. We had 2 little
I know.
eaglets. Yeah, forming.
Very sweet.
Very nice. Very good news that we had over the weekend. And we had some strong gusty winds actually Friday and Saturday, which did help fan that fire in Moreno Valley, but it did calm down enough to where thankfully there were no there were no injuries, actually no major damages to big structures. So that's the good news. Winds now mostly light, 3 to 5 miles an hour, as you can see. Definitely an onshore flow. And so we're feeling that sea breeze, and that's going to help bring those temperatures down slightly as we get into this afternoon. Area of low pressure is what we're watching next. This is offshore. This is going to change our weather as we get into the end of the week and the weekend. As this low approaches, it will give us some strong gustier winds Wednesday, and then a chance for widespread light to moderate rain. It looks like Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So this is good. This will help to mitigate fire danger. We've got another one behind it that will just reinforce that rain chance, and even some snow up into the Sierra Nevada. In the meantime, today staying dry, around 80 for downtown LA. So that is cooler than yesterday's 88. 72 in San Diego to that 94 in Indio. The morning clouds and fog should run off to some partly cloudy, partly sunny skies, depending on how you look at that cup, half full or half empty. Big Bear, speaking of Jackie, Shadow, and those eaglets, around 60 degrees at 2 p.m. with a little bit more sunshine. Partly cloudy in Thousand Oaks now with those temperatures still in the 50s, but getting to around 74 later this afternoon around the lunch hour. 57 currently out there in, I missed, which city was that? Which area? Was that Anaheim? Maybe. Laguna Beach around 67 degrees at noontime, and then maybe inching up another degree, 68 in the afternoon. No, sorry, this is Anaheim. 67 at 9 a.m. to around 76 later today. All right, I'll talk more about the rain chances coming for the weekend in just a few moments. But first, let's check in on traffic. Samada's back with a look at that. Hey, Samada.
Good morning, Maria. And, you know, not too far from Anaheim is Garden Grove. We do have an issue here. We're going to take you out to the 22 going eastbound as you approach the 5 right there at Harbor Boulevard. Getting word of an accident there. It's going to delay you just a bit. Real-time traffic. We have now 32 minutes. Your drive leaving downtown to get to Santa Monica, northbound 110 from 405. Not too bad either. Here's a snapshot of the 101 at Balboa Boulevard. Cruising along, really quiet out at this hour. Back to you. And we'll be That's Jackie, right?
That's what Maria said.
That is Jackie.
I believe it. Congratulations.
Is this the
it's hard to see
a
what we're
live
actually
look from
looking
Artemis?
at.
Is that what
It
this is?
Yeah, but is that inside or actually what they're looking at from the outside?
Now listen, I don't know what we're looking at right now,
Is
but
that the moon? It just looks so bright.
probably. What we do know is this. So today they're going to be going around the moon and seeing parts of the moon that human eyes have never observed before. So this is the dark side of the moon, right?
Right, over 4,000 miles from the lunar surface. And there's going to be a short time frame here, about an hour, where they're not going to have any communications with mission control at all. But there are 4 people in here, 3 Americans and 1 Canadian, and it's the furthest that humans have traveled from
Right, so
Earth,
they're
which
going
is making huge history here.
252,000 miles from Earth,
Wow.
which is
So-
2,000 miles further than we've ever gone before.
So today's the big day.
Pretty incredible.
Speaking of a big day, over the weekend, tickets for the 2028 Summer Olympics in Los Angeles really officially went on sale. Despite organizers making a real push to keep those tickets affordable, there has been a lot of discussion about prices. There's a wide range with tickets varying from apparently $28.
I haven't seen
Not
that.
seen any
Nope.
of that out there. Maybe let us know if you've seen those. I've seen these, some of the tickets that went into the thousands. Critics online are complaining about fees, that the lower price tickets, they're all gone. If you're looking for cheaper price tags, you'll find something maybe on sites like AXS, Event IM, Ticketmaster, or Sports Illustrated Tickets. Really? Okay, LA28 says those are their official resale partners, and getting them from anywhere else could be a scam. However, the official LA28 resale program does not open until 2027. So if you purchase something listed for resale right now, the Olympic Committee wants you to know that those tickets have not been verified.
Yeah. The feedback that I've been getting is that the tickets are way too expensive. It's really hard to get the sport that you want to see. And also, not for nothing, but LA is going to be massively inconvenienced by the influx of hundreds of thousands of people coming into the city, and then we're getting these discounted tickets.
Right.
But they're all coming in really expensive. So you think that they're holding on to some of the cheaper tickets for the later rounds.
We think.
That's what the thought process is there. But
we're trying to get a hold of LA28 to get some clarification on that.
Yeah.
Because what I saw, you couldn't buy anything on gymnastics, you couldn't buy anything diving, you couldn't
swimming, forget it.
Swimming, there were some, but it was thousands of dollars. Thousands.
Yeah, that's right.
All right.
Okay, we'll get some clarity.
Still ahead, Coco is checking out the brand new cruise experience at the Port of LA.
Good morning. It's a beautiful morning at the Port of LA. We have something really fun for you. We are talking about the Virgin Voyages making its West Coast debut with Brilliant Lady. It's a beautiful ship. We'll take you aboard.
still talking about the scramble over the weekends to get tickets to LA 28.
So happy by my window open.
Frustration.
And then so frustrated after you see the ticket prices.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, I saw closing ceremonies. It was starting at $5,000.
Insane. I had some friends who
like,
really
that's okay. I'll watch it from.
wanted to watch tennis, so it ended up being 500 something. So I think what they're going to try to do is sell 2 other of the tickets to try to help pay.
That they got, right.
Yeah, for the other 2 that they purchased to really want to go to. So some
It's like taking out a loan.
Do.
Yeah.
I know, right? But it is really a lot higher than we expected.
For an event that doesn't happen for another
2 years.
years, like over 2 years from now.
Yeah.
Like, well.
Everyone was looking for that $28 ticket.
I know. Yeah.
Were they ever around?
I did see
Were they around?
see a couple of those.
Oh, really?
$28?
Yeah, but they were like preliminary.
But that's okay. At least you're getting in to see the Olympics in an event here in Los
That's the point,
Angeles,
right? When you're buying tickets like that, like if you're getting the nosebleed, it's just to be in the arena and to see it all happen.
And you'd never know what will happen because it is,
right.
you know, it's so unpredictable. So there's that note. Otherwise, I'm still looking for my email, LA28 Olympic Committee. I have not myself received it, so I'm going to go look at my spam mail again. Good morning to you on this Monday after Easter Sunday yesterday. I hope you did get to enjoy some time spent with family, with friends.
I spent a couple of hours of that looking for tickets. Huh?
That's how you
on their
spent
Easter egg hunts. He was on the hunt for tickets.
Oh my gosh. Well, you were not alone, Bob, because I heard. And it's kind of stressful because you have a timer that's running.
That's right.
You only
Once you put in your bin, you only have a half hour to like check out. Otherwise you lose your tickets.
Stressful. Yeah, exactly, right? I don't know.
Yeah.
You're questioning, am I making the right decision? Okay, let's talk about the gradual cool down that's starting today. Noticeably cooler today from the highs we saw over the weekend. It's still going to be above normal. However, that being said, it is going to feel a lot cooler, especially near the coast. Increasing wind as we get into Wednesday, and then increasing chances for rain by Friday into the upcoming weekend. But we got up to 90 degrees on Saturday, downtown LA. Yesterday was 88, so we deserve a little bit of a cool down. And then just want to note the 5/100th of an inch of rain we got on the first day of April. So we did mark that here. Thankfully, we had quite a bit of rain in October, November, December, even February. So we actually have a surplus of 5.45 inches in the bucket. And with that rain expected possibly Friday into the weekend, maybe we'll get to add another 1/4 of an inch to perhaps 3/4 of an inch of rain to the surplus. In the meantime, today 80, like I said, 72 is the average. So we're running above that. Our sunset time at 7:18 this evening. All right, let's head back over to Samada over at the traffic center and see what the road look like now.
Yeah, we do have a little bit of an issue. Heads up. Good morning, Marie. Good morning, everyone. We're going to take you along the northbound side of the 170, North Hollywood. 2 vehicles collided here, and it is off to the right shoulder, so that's the good news. It's not in lanes, but there may be just enough activity to slow you down a little bit, and it is impacting the southbound side. Real-time traffic in and out of downtown, mostly Monday light, just 31 minutes through downtown, headed towards Santa Monica, 20 minutes northbound 110 from the 405, and 28 minutes on your approach from the West 60 from 57 to the 5. And live Caltrans camera, Beach Boulevard, both directions on the 5. Nice and easy at this hour. Jen, Bob.
Samada, thank you. Breaking this morning, a major legal victory for a key Trump ally. The Supreme Court has paved the way to dismiss Steve Bannon's criminal conviction. The justices tossed a lower court ruling that upheld Bannon's conviction for defying a January 6th subpoena following a request from the Trump administration. While Bannon has already served his 4-month prison term, the move is a significant symbolic win. This ruling does not impact Bannon's separate guilty plea in a New York fraud case involving border wall donations.
Virgin Voyages makes its official West Coast debut today with the arrival of the ship Brilliant Lady.
Wow, so Coco McAvoy is live at the Port of Los Angeles to welcome the new cruise ship. Wow, this is a big day.
Hey there, going for a sail on a cruise ship is always a good idea. And I can tell you, the Port of LA just got a little bit more brilliant, you can say, because Virgin Voyages is making its West Coast debut with Brilliant Lady. She is beautiful. I am here with Nirmal now, who is the CEO. So tell us all about Virgin Voyages and Brilliant Lady.
Well, Coco, welcome to the Port of LA. And if you don't mind me saying, I think Hollywood has a new leading lady, and her name is Brilliant Lady. She's our newest ship in the Virgin Voyages fleet. Virgin Voyages, we're so proud to be the #1 rated cruise line now. We've won Travel + Leisure 3 years in a row, and we can't wait to give LA a new travel option.
And it's a fantastic travel option, too. We were talking about how it really is more of an elevated experience, right?
Absolutely. So one thing about us at Virgin Voyages, we don't have kids on our ships, and so we're able to offer a more elevated and sophisticated environment on board. We've got all sorts of one-of-a-kind experiences, hammocks on our balconies, sunrise and sunset yoga decks. We've got fitness classes outdoors, 20 different places to eat. You know, we took the cruise rule book and we threw it out. No forced formal, no stuffy dress codes, no buffets, no big dining halls, and replaced it with Michelin-starred chefs all around the ships. And the best part, we've got so many fun experiences like Shake for Champagne, where you can shake your phone and we'll have champagne delivered to you anywhere on board, Coco. Now, is it ever too early to shake for champagne, Coco?
Never too early to shake for champagne. That's fantastic.
For that.
It really sounds like a modern experience, too. And talk about why it was so important to make sure to have LA as a home front.
Well, look, our product was designed with LA in mind. The Virgin brand has always had a home here in LA with Virgin America, Virgin Atlantic, and even Richard from way back when, he has a star here in Hollywood. So we always had to be LA in our plans. And actually, the response for LA has been so overwhelmingly positive. We're actually extending our LA season. We're so excited to be here. Now, people hate traveling traffic, so this summer or this spring, why don't you come on board and check out Virgin Voyages instead of battling that LA traffic? Come experience a kid-free holiday.
I love it. Thank you so much for talking to us. Thanks for telling us more about Brilliant Lady as well. Isn't she just absolutely beautiful? If you want more information, head over to virginvoyages.com. I'll send it back to you.
Oh. Stunning, gorgeous, and Coco, the ship's not bad either.
I also like.
Thank you.
Listen, I love kids, but the part where he said kid-free,
sold.
I was like,
Sold.
yes.
Sold.
I thought of you instantly, Bobby. I was like, Bobby's gonna hear that and be like, sign me up.
But also, Coco, you're a mom too. You know we can use a break every once in a while.
Right.
It's okay to say that.
Yeah.
Exactly.
We deserve it.
And
Work
so
hard.
it is cool because it is like that elevated experience too.
Yes.
You know?
Very exciting day. I know that when they first announced the cruise was happening, we had Sir Richard Branson and Nirmal on the show. So
congrats to them.
Great.
Yeah, great.
Thank you. Meantime, if you're planning a summer trip to Walt Disney World, there's a new way to save if you don't mind starting later in the day. Okay. Disney is rolling out after 2 p.m. tickets. It gives guests entry to one of the 4 theme parks per day starting in the afternoon. 2-day tickets start at $235, 3-day bundles from $346. No park reservations are needed. The limited time deal runs through late July.
That's not bad.
Not bad,
if you
not
stay
too shabby.
Till closing time, right?
That's
What is
right.
it, midnight or so when it closes? So.
Well, kids aren't staying up that late.
Right.
But you know what I'm saying.
So there you go. Back to the no kids
thing. You can extend their bedtime by a little bit.
Back to the no kids theme.
Stop.
No kids. The Hollywood Burbank Airport will start becoming more hectic and chaotic as a more than $1 billion remodeling project begins a new phase today. Construction is already underway for a new and 50% bigger terminal with an old Hollywood theme. But to get it done, work crews will close down some traffic lanes, sidewalks, and bike lanes along Hollywood Way to build a new access road over the next few months. So until sometime in June, passengers will have to use the airport's Empire Avenue entrance or enter the airport westbound on Thornton Avenue. Airport officials say construction means it will likely take longer, at least 2 hours to get into the terminal, get past TSA, and to get to your new gate. What? The terminal is set to open in October.
Which is why we could all use a guy like the person you found in Houston, okay? So one man in Houston had the idea to make miserable, long security lines just a little more bearable. So what did he do? Well, he handed out free vodka shots to adults in line at George Bush Intercontinental Airport. The video shows that's right, pop them bottles. The video shows the traveler walking through the massive crowd with a large frosted bottle and a stack of plastic cups. He began pouring shots. For annoyed travelers who are stuck in line that stretch far outside the terminal doors, because you can see the lines are being separated by caution tape, right? That's how long those lines were. Turns out there is some good in this world.
That is hilarious.
That lady, oh my gosh, she's like, give me some.
Like, oh.
I love it.
Everyone's.
She is all of us. Oh, yeah.
That bottle's not going to last very long.
Toss him back. And, I mean, it was smart for him because if you can't bring anything less than...
Through security. The Rose Bowl is getting a high-tech upgrade. Congresswoman Laura Friedman unveiled a $1.1 million federal investment to modernize the Rose Bowl's century-old water systems. Officials say the aging infrastructure has already passed its useful life. The critical repairs will ensure the historic Pasadena venue is ready to host the 2028 Olympic soccer finals.
Meta plans to lay off 200 more workers as it pours billions into AI infrastructure. The tech giant will lay off 124 employees that work in their Northern California offices. The layoffs will take effect in late May. Meta's regulatory filings indicate all of the positions will be permanently eliminated. Last month, Meta announced 700 layoffs in the company's sales teams and recruiting operations divisions. Meta says it plans to spend up to $135 billion on artificial intelligence this year.
New this morning, Hollywood writers and studios have reached a surprise 4-year tentative agreement after about 3 weeks of negotiations. The Writers Guild of America says the deal includes key priorities like stronger health care protections and safeguards against artificial intelligence. That agreement must still be approved by the Guild's board and members. The deal marks a sharp contrast to that 2023 strike when writers halted much of the industry over pay, working conditions, and AI concerns.
That's right. Well, happening today, a California lawmaker is set to unveil a new bill aimed at boosting TV and film work in California. Burbank Assembly member Nick Schultz is launching AB 2319. It would create tax credits for post-production work. That includes editing and visual effects, even when a film's principal photography is shot out of state. Supporters say the incentives are critical to staying competitive with other states in countries that are luring high-paying jobs away from the Golden State.
All right, the band is off today, but we've got you covered with your entertainment headlines, sponsored by Yamava Resort Casino. Launching this week on April the 10th, a 4 limited series lands on Hulu and Disney+. Malcolm in the Middle. Life's Still Unfair.
Oh.
You could expect it to bring back the beloved dysfunctional clan almost 20 years later.
My life is fantastic now. All I had to do is stay away from my family.
Malcolm has been intentionally hiding himself from this family for years.
By comparison, Reese looks pretty good.
Well, it looks like the Malcolm in the Middle revival will come without a complete family reunion, according to a report by Variety. Eric Persullivan, who played the youngest brother, Dewey, turned down the opportunity to reprise his role. According to his co-stars, he even turned down, quote, buckets of money.
Whoa.
Oh, the 34-year-old has since retired from acting and is actually pursuing a master's degree at Harvard.
Oh, my goodness.
The new series hits Hulu and Disney Plus on April the 10th.
Wow. Respect.
Yeah, they're going to have to address it somehow, right?
They
like
will.
Getting like, yeah, he's at Harvard or something.
Or, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Okay, Chapel Roan's Pink Pony Club has reached new heights courtesy of NASA and the crew of Artemis 2, but not without a glitch. We can finish. It's where I belong.
We'll try again next time.
Oh,
no.
Darn it. So close. The track was played as an alarm on Saturday for the crew, but was cut short. The crew had a good laugh, though, and woke up in a good mood. Today, the 4 astronauts reached more than 252,000 miles away from Earth, breaking Apollo 13's record by more than 4,000 miles. The Artemis crew is set to return Friday with a splashdown off the coast of San Diego.
You know what's weird is this weekend I asked Alexa to play a spring song. I said, Alexa, play some spring music.
Oh, yeah?
You know what the first song that came up?
Tell me.
Pink Pony. I'm like, why? Why is that a spring song?
I don't know.
I was like, all right.
I mean, you certainly have some spring in your step when you
I'm
sing
here
that
for it,
song.
right?
Yeah.
Really springy. Yeah. On your
Keep on dancing.
on your tiptoes. More bars and restaurants across the U.S. are banning phones to help people unplug. This is a trend reflecting growing concerns about screen time's impact on socialization, learning, and self-esteem. Studies show Americans check their phones nearly 150 times per day, leaving many to seek digital detoxes. Venues in at least 11 states, including California, offer phone-free policies or incentives like free ice cream. Experts say disconnecting from our screens can foster deeper connections and richer experiences.
Okay, so last hour we asked you, what takes up most of your screen time? Well, most of you say, yep, social media. If you ask my phone, it'll tell you the same thing. That's where all of my data goes, unfortunately. Oh, and here's some of your comments, too. We asked you to weigh in. All right, so Yui says, I quit social media about a year ago.
Good for you.
I've been reading more books, becoming more focused, and getting my news from high-quality productions on TV like Good Day LA. Thank you very much.
Wow.
That makes me feel more connected to my local community. I can go half a day without looking at my phone nowadays. Wow.
That's pretty good.
Good for you.
That's pretty amazing.
I want to be on that level.
Yeah.
And then Caden says, I just like to doom scroll Instagram reels.
Caden, I agree.
You are a man after Bob DeCastro's heart.
Yeah, at some point, I'm like, I gotta stop.
I know.
Just have to stop. I'm like, okay, one more.
It's the algorithm. It's how it gets you.
Just one more.
Just sucks you right in. It really does. Okay, coming up, we are in the middle of Passover right now, and our next guest is showing us how the Jewish community celebrates through food.
All about the food, right? Yes, we have a delicious segment for you after the break. But first, let's get a check of traffic. Hey, Savannah.
Yes, Good Day LA traffic is sponsored by the law offices of Jacob and Ronnie. Call jacob.com. We do have a little bit of an issue. Just a heads up, picking up a ladder in the slow lane has you a little bit tied up. Westbound 91 right there at the 15 through Corona. But beyond that, things are looking good. We have actually overall Monday light traffic following a big holiday weekend. 19 minutes, 110 northbound from the 405 inbound to downtown. And a live snapshot look of the 5 at Beach Boulevard. Both directions pretty quiet. Here's a look at some other traffic hotspots.
I looked up and just ran.
Maybe we need to seek somebody who does have the expertise to be able to guide us through the process.
If you're getting to an accident,
you're in good hands by dealing with Jacob and Ron.
Call Jacob.
And welcome back to you. I'm meteorologist Maria Quaban. Good day, LA weather is sponsored by the law offices of Larry H. Parker. A look outside, pretty good. We've got some clouds still hanging around. It will burn off eventually, and we'll get some mostly sunny skies, depending on where you are. Along the coast, those clouds may linger a little bit longer. We are anticipating some gradual cooling temperatures as we get into the middle and latter part of this week. And then bigger changes with this area of low pressure here offshore. That will bring us a good chance for some widespread rain as we get to Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. In the meantime, today mostly dry, 2 to 4 feet if you're headed to the beach for Ventura County, LA beaches in terms of that surf height, 1 to 3 plus for Orange County and San Diego. 80 degrees expected for downtown LA today. That is cooler than the last couple of days over the weekend, but it's still above average. We'll cool it down to the low 70s by Friday, 60s by Saturday and Sunday with a good chance for some rain. How much rain? Maybe 1/4 of an inch to 3/4 of an inch for the mountains and the foothills. Otherwise, sunny, dry today up into the mountains, 64, getting up to around 57 to even 49 on Saturday in terms of that cool down and that chance for some light to moderate precipitation. 81 in the high desert, even a chance for rain there, as well as the lower desert in the Coachella Valley. 94 expected today. We do have, I think, Coachella happening this coming weekend, so you may get some light showers possible as we get into Saturday with that 70 degrees. Back to you.
That's what we're going with.
I love the Lord our God.
Same.
Passover, the Jewish holiday of freedom. It actually began on Thursday at sundown, celebrated by many at a traditional Seder dinner.
Author and chef Elisa Sokolow is in the Good Day Cafe to show us how to make a haricet, a Seder dish that makes a great snack throughout the holiday. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
It looks healthy.
It does.
I think it is. It's essentially just like a granola bar that's a little looser.
That's right. Before we get to the ingredients, though, can we please talk about the container?
I made this matzah box, if you will, in preschool.
Oh my gosh!
Shout out to my mom Harriet for
standing the test of time,
for saving it.
It's all about tradition.
It's all about tradition. Has the prayer inside, as we talked about. Unclear what the decorations are, but
it's fine. It's choose your own adventure.
Very creative.
Very creative.
What a gal.
You must say.
Okay, so let's talk about it.
So haricet is used in this in a thing called the Hillel sandwich, and you take matzah and put some of our horseradish, and then the haricet symbols what the slaves used to put the mortar together.
Ah, okay.
Because, you know, it's the story of Exodus.
That's right.
And they built the pyramids. And so there's so many different kinds. This is the Eastern European one.
Okay.
I'm Eastern European, so that's why we're doing this one. And you're supposed to soak the raisins and the dried apricots and dates in amaretto overnight.
Wow.
But I have the final product here, so we can just do everything else. If you guys want to throw in the apples, raisins. There's no order.
All the apples?
All the apples.
Okay.
All of the raisins?
Whatever you want.
I like raisins.
Measure with your heart.
Ooh, are these like...
Well, this is what my heart's saying right now.
Your heart's saying all of the things.
There's a lot of fiber in this.
Yeah, so much fiber, which is very hot right now. It
is. Fiber maxing, right?
Fiber maxing.
Nutty.
What's this over here? This is
a little cinnamon.
Cinnamon.
Okay, now how much? Well, how much cinnamon are we doing?
Measure with your heart as well.
You know what? Let's go for it.
Perfect.
I say go for it.
Yeah.
We're gonna put some honey to hold everything together.
This looks really good.
It's delicious.
It really
and then we have some either wine or grape juice. I know a lot of people are not drinking anymore, so we're just gonna support everyone.
That's right.
And I'll mix that together, but you guys can try this with a little matzah, which I know you're into year round.
I love it.
He is.
Or you can do it without the matzah. That has a little horseradish on it.
Let me see.
Because I use the same spoon as I put that in. Tell me your thoughts.
Let's see.
And people do Seders, not just the first 2 nights, but some people do Seder the last night of Passover.
Right.
So you've got options. I ate a bunch of this yesterday. It's delicious.
I like it.
Yeah, it's
really sweet.
There's no sugar in it. There's no sugar in it. It's just the honey.
Just the honey and just like the natural fruit. And dried fruit has a lot of sweetness in it.
The one you made, this one has amaretto in it?
Yeah.
Okay, I taste it.
You taste it, right? But it's just like a hint of it. I think next year I'd put a little vanilla in. It's like a muesli,
can you do
if
both?
you will. You can do whatever you want. It's choose your own adventure.
Vodka in it.
I mean,
I think
you got a little crumb.
Why not? If you can have vodka in it, to each is their own. Usually,
can you?
Manischewitz wine, which is the sweet.
Yeah,
Very
it's good.
sweet. It's a little syrupy, like NyQuil, if you will. Like that's what I equate it to, but
be good right before bedtime.
Right before bedtime, you're supposed to drink 4 cups of wine on Passover at the Seder.
That's a long Seder.
It could be.
It
or
can
just,
be.
You know,
again, it's a choose your own adventure kind of situation.
Your own adventure, but have your 4 cups of wine and
that's right.
Celebrate the Exodus from Egypt.
That's right. Talk about life, get to know each other. All right, check out Elisa's Substack for recipes.
What a joy.
Yeah. And cooking tips for your next meal.
Where does the horseradish come into play?
What do you mean?
Oh, the bitterness.
Oh yeah.
But where is the horseradish?
What do you mean?
Where does
Let's
it
get
have
over
to
to
come
Sandra while they
I use the same spoon that I put it in there. It's supposed to go in your Hillel sandwich. I'll make you one.
All right, enjoy, guys. Thank you. So instead of playing Fortnite like all the other boys his age, I'll introduce you to one 17-year-old who has goals of going pro. An inside look at the LA Galaxy Academy. Plus, dancing is all fun and games until a choreographer starts to sue. We have details on the lawsuit involving NSYNC, Sony Music, and Deadpool. What do these things have in common? We'll explain.
Honestly, the horseradish works.
Yeah, because it balances it.
Well, okay. Well, you got a good healthy bite there. You got to wash your hands after this.
It's like, here, you can just have the bowl.
Yeah, right.
Get after it.
Dive in.
Come on.
And welcome to Good Day LA. It is 9 o'clock on this Monday, April 6th. I'm Jen Lammers in for Roxia.
And I'm Sandra Enda. Thanks for joining us. Let's take a look at today's headlines.
Officers find a possible bomb near a homeless encampment in Sun Valley. We have a live report on the investigation underway at this hour.
Plus, a teenager suing a local police department saying the manner of her arrest caused a traumatic brain injury. We have the details.
And President Trump issuing another warning to Iran as a U.S. airman was rescued after being shot down over the Middle Eastern country. We'll have the latest on that daring mission. But first, let's go check on our forecast with Maria.
Yeah, let's talk about the heat that we had over the weekend. Thankfully, it is going to gradually cool down just a little bit, just enough to where you'll notice today. We do have some clouds, high clouds, as well as some low cloud cover, so that will help filter out the sunshine a little bit and help bring those temperatures down. But notice the clouds are definitely moving in from that west-northwesterly direction, so we're getting that slightly cooler air mass moving in. Right now, 65 degrees out in Burbank in the valley, 63 in Woodland Hills, 67 in Ontario, 46 in Big Bear, to that 76 currently in Palm Springs. Eventually this afternoon, it will get to around 94 there in the low desert, 81 in the high desert areas. The mountains should get up to around 64 in Big Bear. Some breezes, but the winds are not expected to get stronger again until Wednesday, ahead of the next system we're watching, which, by the way, will bring us the good chance for rain for the weekend. I'll talk more about that in greater detail. But today, 80 degrees for downtown LA. Let's send it back to you two.
All right, developing news in Sun Valley this morning. Police evacuate a large homeless encampment after finding what was first believed to be a possible homemade bomb.
Police end up fatally shooting a homeless person's dog while trying to evacuate the encampment. We have Gigi Graciette live with more. Good morning.
Good morning. The dog's body was just picked up by Animal Services, and that officer is now talking to one of the owners of Mama, the pit bull, trying to determine exactly what happened. Meanwhile, the LAPD remains here on the scene for sort of a dual investigation. You've actually got the investigation into the explosives, and you have the investigation into the shooting death by police officers of that pit bull. Take a look at the video. This all started just before 1 o'clock this morning, when LAPD Foothill officers pulled over the driver of a white car on Telfair between Tuxford and Penrose here in Sun Valley. Police not saying why the driver was pulled over other than it was a traffic stop, but they confirmed that inside the car they saw what they believed to be explosives, originally believed to be fireworks, possibly wrapped in nails, essentially an IED device. The bomb squad was called, and using their robot, they rendered that safe, whatever it was. Police won't confirm, unfortunately, exactly what those explosive devices were. But during all the chaos surrounding the explosives near a homeless encampment, police officers were trying to evacuate all the folks living in their cars, tents, and RVs. That's when they say they were confronted by the dog, who just had puppies. The owners believe the dog may have been trying to protect the puppies, but regardless, police say the dog bit the officer, and so they shot the dog dead.
I told him my boyfriend's gonna have a hard time because he has 4 puppies, the baby, and then my dog, the mom, and then that's the one that the cops shot for I don't know what reason. He said she was just in the wagon feeding her puppies, and then I guess she tried to charge at the cop, I guess.
An ambulance was called for the officer, who was transported to the hospital for that reported dog bite. Meanwhile, police say the driver from that original traffic stop has been detained. Originally, they said he was arrested. Now they're saying he's just been detained. He's being questioned. Still unclear exactly what the explosives were or if the man had a weapon, as originally reported. A lot of questions, and police just keep telling us it's part of the investigation, so not really clearing anything up. Let's bring it back here live. These are the puppies that belonged to Mama. Mama just had her litter. The gray pit bull is also Mama's daughter, and these are some of the puppies. And this is Shankara. And I know you're heartbroken over everything that happened with your dog, with Mama. These are her puppies?
Yeah, they're her puppies, including this one right here is her puppy too. Well, not her puppy, but her baby from the second litter. So she's big sister by herself now. No mom now, but she's got to take over, I guess.
Yeah, I'm so sorry, Shankara. Anyway, this is all under investigation. Still a very chaotic scene out here. We'll send it back to you.
Gosh, all right, Gigi, that's so sad. Thank you. Meantime, an hours-long pursuit across Southern California ends with an arrest near Barstow. Authorities say it all began yesterday afternoon in Ventura County over a traffic violation and spanned multiple freeways, including the 101, 134, and the 15. Police say the suspect was wanted for attempted murder. Officers used spike strips several times, disabling at least one tire, but the suspect kept going. Speed slowed in San Bernardino County, where officers arrested the driver near the 15 and Hodge Road.
Developing this morning, an Inland Empire teen is suing the San Bernardino Police Department, claiming she suffered a traumatic brain injury during an arrest. Video from last May shows the officer tossing her to the ground face first, as you see right there. The lawsuit alleges the officer lied about how she was injured. The teen's attorney claims even after the officer admitted to lying, the police department never corrected the narrative. Investigators say she was arrested for trespassing and trying to fight others. The attorney explained what she hopes comes from this lawsuit.
The accountability that we need to, continue to push forward on these types of cases so that there is change in the way that officers are trained, the investigation of that, and just holding them accountable with regards to when they do use excessive force in these situations. They need to be held accountable.
We did reach out to the San Bernardino Police Department about the lawsuit and have not yet heard back.
Two fires that flared up during the recent Santa Ana winds are now near full containment, and homeowners are very happy their homes were spared.
We got pretty lucky. It's overwhelming how much you take for granted.
The Springs fire exploded near Moreno Valley on Friday, threatening hundreds of homes and forcing evacuations there. The fire was fueled by 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts. It destroyed more than 4,000 acres and is now 95% contained. No structures were destroyed and nobody was hurt. The evacuation orders were lifted on Saturday, and people expressed their gratitude to firefighters.
I just wanted to say thank you to all of them so much for all that they did and are still doing and continue to do.
The Crown Fire near Acton scorched 385 acres and also prompted evacuations. It, too, is now 98% contained. No structures were damaged and no one was hurt.
New this morning, Savannah Guthrie returned to NBC's Today Show for the first time since her mother was reported missing in February.
These signs are so beautiful. You guys have been so beautiful. I've received so many letters, so much kindness to me and my whole family, and we feel it. We feel your prayers, so thank you so much.
She was greeted by a rousing ovation by fans outside Rockefeller Center. Her mother, Nancy Guthrie, went missing from her Arizona home, and authorities believe she was taken against her will. A $1 million reward is being offered by the family, with an additional $100,000 from the FBI for information leading to the recovery of the 84-year-old.
President Trump is set to have a press conference at the White House with military leaders in just about an hour or so. He is expected to talk about the war in Iran and the rescue of a second airman from a downed F-15 fighter jet. Meantime, Egypt, Pakistan, and Turkey have presented the U.S. and Iran with a 45-day ceasefire draft. The proposal would also open the Strait of Hormuz. The news coming as Iran warns of retaliatory attacks after the president's latest threats. He posted a new ultimatum on Truth Social, giving Iran until tomorrow to open up the Strait of Hormuz or risk more attacks on its power plants and bridges.
Trump is an unstable, delusional figure, marked by a set of contradictions. Iranian society generally does not pay attention to his statements.
So what I expect is escalation against Iran in the hope that they meet our demands. If they don't, and if there's not a deal, we have a real inflection point.
There are reports this morning that Iran has rejected that ceasefire deal. However, critics say the president keeps extending a deadline. That press conference is set for 10 o'clock this morning, and I'll bring that to you live right here on Fox 11 as well as the Fox Local app.
And gas prices do continue to soar because of the war. Here's a look at some of the gas averages in our area. In Los Angeles and Long Beach, we're seeing $6.04 per gallon. Orange County, $5.97. Riverside and San Bernardino, $5.87. And $5.91 in Ventura, $5.97. If you think gas prices are ridiculous here, just thank your lucky stars you're not in San Francisco. The city has hit a record. Gas Buddy reporting prices for diesel fuel have surpassed $8 a gallon, marking an unprecedented price for any city in the United States. Higher diesel costs could ripple beyond the San Francisco area, of course, raising prices in transportation, shipping, and goods and services nationwide. Meantime, U.S. service members will soon be able to carry personal weapons onto military bases. Secretary of War Pete Hegseth signed a memo saying all Americans have a right under the Second Amendment to carry weapons for protection. He also pointed to recent shootings at bases across the country. Until now, service members could own personal firearms, but concealing and carrying a gun onto federal sites was not allowed. A judge is ruling with the state of California and a coalition of 16 other Democratic states against the Trump administration. The federal judge is halting efforts to collect data from public universities and their admission process. The administration had requested the data to prove colleges weren't considering race in admissions. Family income, grant aid amounts, and GPA were also factors that the administration had requested as well. UC and Cal State systems warned the request risked student privacy and required tracking information. The judge said the government likely has the authority to collect the data, but it was ruled out on schools in a, quote, rushed and chaotic manner.
All right, California is topping the charts for college party life, and 2 local schools are leading the way here. The University of Southern California ranked 4th in the annual list put out by the college ranking platform Niche. That's up 1 spot from last year. The rankings are based primarily on student surveys, along with data on access to bars, sports, and Greek life. SC students say they love the blend of academics, networking, and the LA nightlife. The country's overall #1 is right up the coast. UC Santa Barbara topped the list. Students there say the vibe can be summed up in 4 words: work hard, play hard.
Oh, okay.
Other schools making the top 5 were Florida State, Tulane, and Wisconsin. All right, coming up, we have got your entertainment headlines after the break, including the movie shattering the box office right now. You can probably guess which one it is.
And welcome home to these champs. The UCLA women's basketball team win their first NCAA championship. We'll have all the reaction, but first a check on traffic.
And it's been mostly traffic light, actually, on this Back to Work Monday. Good Day Late Traffic brought to you by DTLA Law Group Accident and Injury Attorneys. Yeah, just a handful of slowdowns here, but I do want to zoom in on an accident here. This is a hit-and-run accident, actually, on the westbound 60. Not too bad as far as the backup, but there is some backup here. This happened on the right shoulder right before the Diamond Bar Boulevard exit. So just watch that if you were going to jump there on the 60. Westbound 10 between the 5 to the 405 heading towards Santa Monica. It's not bad, 25 minutes. Look at the north 110 between the 405 to the 10, just 19 minutes. On that west 60 between the 57 to the 5, just 24 minutes there. Here's a look at some of the other traffic hotspots.
This broadcast is locally sponsored by DTLA Law Group, Auto Accident and Injury Attorneys. Have an injury? Text Injury Help to 40222 or visit us online at calldowntown.com. Message and data rates and usage may apply.
and on YouTube.
Welcome back. All hail the new queens of college basketball. The UCLA women's basketball team is celebrating its first ever NCAA championship.
Such an exciting win. The Bruins got back to Westwood last night, and they were greeted by a crowd of fired up fans. Wow. What a homecoming. Yes, you can see team members holding up the hardware as they stepped off the bus last night. Bruins won one previous national title back in 1978. Wow. But that was before the NCAA began overseeing women's hoops.
And as for the game itself, it was over early. If you were watching, UCLA was too much for South Carolina, outscoring the Gamecocks 29-5 in the third quarter alone. The Gamecocks simply had no answers for the Bruins. Senior Gabriella Hawkes led all scores with 21 points. The final score, UCLA 79, South Carolina 51. Here's what the team had to say after it was all done.
I think you can find the fun in all of it, and you know, what an amazing way to finish off the season with a national championship, and knowing that like we did everything to, you know, get there basketball-wise, and we also just enjoyed each other.
I've been saying it all day, but I don't even know how else to say it. It's immeasurably more than I could ask or imagine, and so I just am really grateful, but it's not about me. It's about watching these incredible young women be dream chasers, to watch them grow in ways that they will remember, and it will stick with them for the rest of their lives.
The Bruins end the year with a 37-1 record. They were unbeatable from the first quarter on. You just knew that they were going to win. And
oh my gosh,
what a
special group of women.
Yeah, and Gabriella after the game saying it's amazing what the mind can do. Yeah, crediting it to, you know, the mentality of it all, that they wanted to win so bad. They wanted to take home this championship title for the team, for the school, and for themselves. You know, she's a senior. She was getting all emotional. It was a fun one to watch.
And 15 years for Coach Corey Close.
I know. What a class act.
Absolutely. Wow. Well-deserved. Well-deserved. Go Lady Bruins. So Amanda's off today, but we have you covered with your entertainment headlines, sponsored by Yamava Resort and Casino. Did you watch any movies over the weekend?
You did.
I watched this one. The Super Mario Galaxy movie dominated the box office.
There's a huge universe out there. With a lot of galaxies.
The animated sequel raked in $130 million domestically and $190 million over 5 days. Globally, it's already earned $372.5 million. This is fueled by fans of all ages. It also marks the biggest debut for an animated film since Avatar: Fire and Ash.
Oh.
Coming in at second with $30.7 million was Project Hail Mary.
All right, and controversy is rocking the UK's Wireless Festival after Ye, formerly known as Kanye West, was announced as the headliner. Sponsors like Pepsi have pulled out, and British Prime Minister Keir Starmer criticized the decision, citing West's history of anti-Semitic remarks and Nazi glorification. The three-night festival is set for July in North London and is a major hip-hop event. West, who apologized for his past behavior, has not commented on the backlash, but continues efforts to revive his career.
Okay, meantime, our poll question of the day is, what takes up most of your screen time? Streaming, calls, texts, online shopping, or social media? And by far, it's social media.
That's right.
Oh, and here's some of your comments, too. We also love hearing from you, and thank you. Janelle says, I also work online selling items on Facebook Marketplace. This has me on my phone, sun up to sundown, 7 days a week. Eek is right. Oh, my goodness. Yes,
and we
weigh in.
Another commenter from Kat and researching random things. Yes, you just go down that rabbit hole, right? Because one thing leads to another. The tabs are open in our brain. We have questions. We go to our phone right away. ChatGPT too.
What was the last thing you looked up on ChatGPT?
Let's see. how to make a meal plan with Trader Joe's ingredients.
By the way, you taught me. That
Did you try
is
it?
amazing. I'm going to do it this week.
Okay, you got to do
So that you could absolutely go on ChatGPT, make a whole grocery list for yourself, and plan out the meals all week, and it just does it for you.
It's amazing. Yeah. All right, coming up, Big Bear's bald eagles are parents to a pair of eaglets once again.
We're going to show you how Jackie and Shadow are doing this morning. Is this a live? No, that's not live.
No, but we've been watching all morning long.
We will have a live look from their nest.
Look at that.
They just got fed. Their bellies are full.
And welcome back to you. I'm meteorologist Maria Quaban. Good Daily Weather is sponsored by Pechanga Resort Casino. Look at this live view outside. I think this is from our Mount Wilson camera looking down into the valley. And we do have some clouds out there filtering out the sunshine a little bit. And that will help to cool us down slightly as temperatures will be noticeably cooler today. Still going to be above average, but noticeably down from this weekend. Right now, winds mostly on the lighter end, 3 to 5 miles per hour, generally about 6 miles per hour in Burbank, but generally coming from that west-northwesterly direction, and that onshore flow will also help to bring in that cooler air mass. We're watching this storm system. Now, this will be changing our weather, I think, beginning Wednesday with some gusty winds moving in for the mountains and deserts. And then as that low gets closer, by Friday, we could see the start of some widespread light to moderate rainfall expected. So this is nice. This will also help to lower the fire danger by just adding that moisture into the atmosphere. We may get more snow up in the Sierra Nevada, which is good news if you still have some ski plans, some spring skiing with the kids. Perhaps a little bit of new snow will be nice for the snowpack too up there in the Sierra Nevada. Otherwise, high temperatures today will range from around 80 degrees in downtown LA, 72 in San Diego. If you're headed to Las Vegas today, 86 there. Here's your day planner for Big Bear. We've got some clouds. Eventually, it will clear out a little bit more this afternoon to around 60 degrees at 2 p.m. Sandra, I'll send it back to you.
All right, Maria, thank you. So last week we were on Pip Watch, and now they are here. Big Bear's bald eagles, Jackie and Shadow's family, has grown a little bigger. Oh my gosh, how cute are they? Saturday night, chick number 1 completely broke free from its egg, and then around 8:30 Sunday morning, chick number 2 emerged. Experts say feeding the chicks can be a little challenging because they don't have enough muscle strength in their necks, and because of that, they're often called bobbleheads, as you can see right there. And take a live look at the nest now from our Big Bear Eagle Cam. We'll continue to watch the eaglets throughout the morning and the week, of course, as the nesting season continues. They are so cute, and I love the fact that there is a time-honored tradition of naming those pips, so that'll come up soon. All right, next, Virgin Voyages is making its West Coast debut, and Coco's there in San Pedro with all the excitement.
Good morning, that's right. We are on board Brilliant Lady. This ship has so much to offer, including an amazing spin class. We're going to take you here live coming up. Look at all these smiling faces.
And welcome to Good Day LA at 9:30. I'm Jen Lombers in this morning for Awaxia.
And I'm Sandra Endo. Let's take a look at today's headlines. Amid the war with Iran, President Trump is requesting more funding for the military. Information on the jaw-dropping amount.
Plus, the CDC is pumping the brakes on some crucial testing. We have details on which labs could be impacted.
And President Trump weighing in on California politics, making his endorsement for governor while taking aim at Governor Gavin Newsom. But first, a check on weather.
And we had some really warm temperatures this weekend. I hope you did get to enjoy the holiday, but we are going to cool things down a little bit starting today into the upcoming week. 66 degrees currently downtown LA. We've got some clouds, winds mostly calm at the moment, but they are going to increase as we get to Wednesday and especially as we get those storms to move in. Yeah, I said storms, the chance for some rain moving back into the forecast. This weekend, though, was 90 on Saturday. It was 88 yesterday, so we're headed down. And we did have some rain measured the first day of the month in April, about 5/100th of an inch of rain. And we'll get to add, perhaps, as we get towards the end of the week, Friday into the weekend, maybe 1/4 of an inch to 3/4 of an inch. We do have surplus still working for us, almost 5.5 inches above the average. 80 degrees is what we are expecting for downtown LA. That's still above that 72, but cooler than yesterday. And our sunset time at 7:18 later this evening. 81 expected for that high in Ontario today. 82 Corona, same as San Bernardino. 83 in Riverside to that 94 in Palm Springs. I'll send it back to you.
Breaking this morning, a major legal victory for a key Trump ally. The Supreme Court has paved the way to dismiss Steve Bannon's criminal conviction. The justices tossed a lower court ruling that upheld Bannon's conviction for defying a January 6th subpoena following a request from the Trump administration. While Bannon has already served his 4-month prison term, the move is significant because it's a symbolic win. The ruling does not affect Bannon's separate guilty plea in a New York fraud case involving border wall donations.
Developing news this morning, a Sun Valley homeless encampment is evacuated after somebody found what was believed to be a homemade bomb.
But police end up shooting a homeless person's dog in the process of all this. Gigi Gracietta is standing by with all the details. Gigi?
That's right. We have 2 investigations going on here. Actually, 3 investigations. I'm going to ask photographer Howard Wells to pan over. This is the family that owned the pit bull named Mama that was shot dead by police early this morning. They live in their RV in this homeless encampment here on Telfair between Tuxford and Penrose. Right now, they're talking to animal control officers with Los Angeles. They've got the puppies they say were Mama's. Again, the dog that was shot dead are in that blue cart right there, and Mama's other daughter is right there that is barking right there at the camera. We're going to go to the video of how this all started, because it started with a much different investigation. LAPD's Foothill officers pulling over a white car for a traffic stop, and inside the car those officers thought they saw what they believed were explosive devices, reported originally as IEDs, improvised explosive devices. Reportedly they were fireworks wrapped with possibly nails. They thought they were very dangerous, so they called in the bomb squad and they began evacuations. The problem in this industrial area is that this street is lined with tents, with people sleeping in their cars, with people living in their RVs, and that is when police say one of the officers had a confrontation with Mama the pit bull. Police say she bit him. He or she had to go to the hospital, and after the bite, at least one, if not multiple officers opened fire on the dog. We counted 14 evidence markers around the dog's body, shooting it dead.
I told him my boyfriend's gonna have a hard time because he has 4 puppies, the baby, and then my dog, the mom, and then that's the one that the cops shot for I don't know what reason. He said she was just in the wagon feeding her puppies, and then I guess she tried to charge at the cop, I guess.
The owners believe that Mama the pit bull may have been trying to protect her puppies that were in that cart. It's unknown exactly what happened, but that officer did have to go to the hospital. Again, LAPD says the officer was bitten by the dog. So you have an investigation into the bite and the use of force by police. That's being investigated by LAPD's Force Investigation Division. And you have the investigation into the explosive devices. LAPD's bomb squad was here However, they rendered those safe, and the man in the car has been detained for question, possibly arrested. And you also have animal control here. They've taken the dog's body and are now talking to the couple about all the other dogs that they have here. So very sad chain of events, and 3 parallel investigations. Reporting live, I'm Gigi Garcia. Back to you.
A lot of activity going on there. Very sad situation. All right, Gigi, thank you. President Trump is making new threats towards Iran ahead of tomorrow's deadline to reopen the Strait of Hormuz.
That follows the dramatic rescue of an American airman over the weekend. Doug Luzader has more from Washington.
We're expecting to hear much more from the president today at a news conference at the White House, but he's once again telling Iran that time is running out. Firefighters in Israel battled flames through the wreckage of a building after an Iranian missile strike. In Iran, state media reported that 5 people were killed in an attack on a petrochemical facility. And from President Trump yesterday, another threat to Iran. Tuesday will be Power Plant Day and Bridge Day, all wrapped up in one in Iran, he wrote. There will be nothing like it. Open the expletive strait. He wrote a few hours later, Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Time.
That next target set, bridges, power plants, other strategic targets, that's already briefed, approved, and ready to go.
Ready to go, perhaps, but the president also told Fox that a deal with Iran could happen today. Democratic critics doubt the threat will work.
It's all hat, no cattle, right? I mean, he's blustering, he's threatening, and yet he always backs down. And the reason is because he misunderstands the nature of grand strategy.
What did work over the weekend was the daring rescue of a U.S. airman who had been trapped behind enemy lines after his F-15E fighter jet was apparently shot down. The CIA reportedly created a ruse to help rescuers whisk him to safety.
The CIA went in as if they were extracting him by ground into a maritime excursion in the Arabian Gulf. Meanwhile, he was being extracted by Special Forces operators and just thousands of personnel involved in this really remarkable rescue mission.
And meantime, the Associated Press reports that mediators from Egypt, Pakistan, and Turkey have presented the United States and Iran with a 45-day ceasefire proposal. In Washington, Doug Luzader, Fox News.
All right, Doug, thank you. Meantime, all this coming as 4 Iranian nationals can no longer legally stay in the U.S. In a statement, the State Department says the niece and grandniece of a former Iranian Revolutionary Guard Corps chief who was killed in a U.S. airstrike back in 2020, were arrested on Friday after their green cards were revoked. Secretary of State Marco Rubio says the move is part of a broader effort to target individuals with alleged ties to the Iranian regime. The Iranian mission to the U.S. has not responded to the Trump administration's actions.
Now, President Trump is asking for a boost in defense spending. So the amount here, $1.5 trillion. It marks the largest request in decades and comes as the president has emphasized U.S. military investments over domestic programs. The plan would increase defense spending by 44% and reduce funding for non-defense programs by 10%. That move would pull funds from the Departments of Agriculture, Housing and Urban Development, and Health and Human Services.
The CDC, meantime, has paused diagnostic testing for a series of common and more rare infectious diseases. The CDC says 27 disease diagnostic testings have been temporarily unavailable. The list includes rabies, monkeypox, and more. It's not immediately clear why these tests have been paused, but we do know the CDC has downsized quite a bit since Robert F. Kennedy Jr. became the Department of Health and Human Services Secretary. A spokesperson says these pauses are a, quote, routine review, and that some are expected to be available again within the next few weeks.
A new poll shows the race for Los Angeles mayor is wide open. The UCLA Luskin poll shows 40% of likely LA voters are still undecided, just 2 months before the mayoral primary. Incumbent Karen Bass leads with 25% support. Former reality star Spencer Pratt now sitting at second at 11%, followed closely by council member Nithya Raman at 9%. Tech entrepreneur Adam Miller and activist Ray Huang each pull in 3%. If no one wins a majority vote in June, the 2 top finishers will head to a November runoff.
And if you want to know who President Trump is backing for governor, it's Republican candidate Steve Hilton. The president issuing his endorsement on Truth Social, calling him a, quote, truly fine man, and says Hilton can reverse what he describes as the state's decline. Trump also took aim at current Governor Gavin Newsom, criticizing his handling of crime, taxes, and the economy. Mark your calendars. June 2nd is California's primary election, where voters will choose candidates for federal and state offices.
All right, Virgin Voyages makes its official West Coast debut today with the arrival of the ship Brilliant Lady.
Our own Brilliant Lady, Coco McAvoy, is live at the Port of Los Angeles to welcome the new cruise ship. Good morning.
2, 1.
Hey there, it is a beautiful day to sail, and we are on board Brilliant Lady, one of Virgin. I'm here with Nathan now, the CMO, and this is a cool spin class.
We are so happy to have redesigned all of the programming on board just for LA. This ship is obviously our newest ship. All the programming on board has been designed with LA in mind because you love health and well-being here.
Oh, yes.
We've embraced that. There are 8 new cycle classes like Hollywood Heartbreaker. If you come on board, all included. Hey, actually, can I show you some other stuff?
Please do.
We don't just have the one fitness class, even though you can literally join any of these anytime you want. And, oh, what are you doing here, stranger? He seems to just appear everywhere, doesn't he? Oh, my gosh. So this is our beautiful gym space. And you know there's a Crocodile Dundee line, basically, which is like, that's not a knife, this is a knife. Well, that's not a gym, this is a gym.
Yes.
When you work out, you can literally look out to the sea and feel the energy, the ocean, because at the heart of this brand, because Richard loves it, well-being is very much part of that. And everything we've designed is about making sure you come back from this crazy world we live in and actually can deal with the craziness of life. Because let's face it, life is crazy.
Absolutely.
Is your life crazy?
Always, of course. And I feel like this would give me motivation to keep working out.
In fact, everyone in the studio right now, your team back there, should get on this ship and work out. One other new thing we've designed is a program called Radiance, which is at 6 a.m. every morning, basically. You can now wake up with the sun, set your intentions, and literally be ready to embrace the entire day and make the most of it. Hi, everybody! For you for later, so we're going to have a bit of a dance together. I mean, obviously, we want you guys to enjoy Radiance because that's the thing. You have to connect with yourself. You cannot be the best person for your family if you don't take time for yourself. And that's what we do on Virgin Voyages. An adult escape, no kids, so you can do the best. But you know what? Oh, my gosh!
How did you get here so fast?
You gotta get a smoothie in there, Coco. Followed. When you finish working out, obviously what you need is a bit of a protein boost. So we have our incredible Frank who's making some smoothies, and you two are going to do a taste test for me.
Oh, let's do a taste test. What do we have here?
So we got a very nice smoothie here, and of course after a nice workout, right? You want to have a nice smoothie that would really refresh and rejuvenate. And we got some kombucha in there. We got some mixed berries in there. And we also have, some protein powder, right? So we get this all done here. So let me just get this all set up. And we press the button. Here we go. What should we try, Frank? By the way, can I show you something else, Coco? This one is going to be my own creation. So this is going to be like a special of the day. It's going to be Frank's special berry smoothie. Yeah.
I'm excited for that.
Have a look up here and look up there, Amanda, and look at that. That is called the runway. We have a running track raised across the ship because wellness isn't just about being indoors. It's about being outdoors and making the most of it. Have you done any workouts today, Nirmal?
All right,
you just saw me at the spin class, and I'm really excited to try Frank's special over here.
I'm excited too.
Oh, so good.
Okay, let me give this a try here.
From you both, please.
Let's see. See if you like it. Oh, this one went a little bit.
Oh my gosh. Frank's special is really, really good. I give this a 10 out of 10.
You know what,
this is delicious.
Nirmal says not only is the ship beautiful from the outside, because that's what he did before. You look beautiful too, by the way. But beauty begins on the inside. So seriously, do yourself a favor. You've got to get away from the crazy and come and enjoy yourself on Virgin Voyages.
I love it. With that, we'll send it back to you. I'm going to put this silent disco thing on here.
I want to be on the ship now.
I know. This is so
here.
right
Oh, my gosh.
A wellness cruise.
Yeah.
We could just work out all day.
That's right. Get it on. I love it. I love it.
What is she listening to? That's the
Shake those booties. Oh, my gosh.
Oh, Coco's
the glitter
got the
jackets.
moves. Yeah.
I love it. I want to be there right now.
And have a smoothie to top
I
it
know,
off.
after this.
Yeah.
We'll go.
All right, coming up, a 17-year-old leaves home to chase his pro soccer dreams. We'll have more on the elite training inside the LA Galaxy Academy. You don't want to miss it.
And welcome back to you. I'm meteorologist Maria Cool-Bond. We do have some cooler weather on tap. This is good. I mean, it was pretty warm actually this past weekend. It even got up to 90 degrees in downtown LA on Saturday. But now we're getting an onshore flow, watching this area of low pressure offshore, and this is what's going to be changing our weather. Really starting today with a cooling trend, and then by midweek, some strong gusty winds will be moving in, especially over the mountains and desert. And as that low moves in on Friday, the cold front associated with it will bring some rain chances into Saturday and Sunday, and we could get anywhere from 1/4 of an inch to about 3/4 of an inch of rain. So that's the good news. There is a slight chance for some thunderstorms as well. In the meantime, I will continue to watch the models as we get closer. If you're headed to the beach 2 to 4 feet today, Ventura County, LA beaches 1 to 3 plus, Orange County and San Diego. And as we look at our 7-day forecast, look at the cool down, 71 at the coast today to the 60s this weekend, with that chance for showers increasing. 80 degrees for downtown LA, just above the average still of that 72, but not as hot as this past weekend. And then a bigger cool down this weekend. 84 for the valleys and the Inland Empire, down to just 71 on Saturday and Sunday. The mountains 64 on Big Bear today, down to just the 40s on Saturday, with a 70% chance for some widespread showers. 81 in the high desert areas, and even there, cool down back to the 60s this weekend. And in the Coachella Valley, there is Coachella happening this coming weekend, so you could be getting some showers out there listening to all of that music on Saturday. So just heads up and beware. All right, I'll send it back to you.
With the World Cup less than 70 days away, you wonder what it takes for players to even make it to the global stage. Well, it starts when they're very young, and it's a highly competitive pathway. LA Galaxy is trying to create a seamless way to make sure talent rises to the top.
Hi, my name is Max Steelman. I play for the LA Galaxy Academy. I'm a right winger, 17 years old, and I'm a future pro.
A dynamic standout on the pitch, playing soccer since he was 4 years old.
Go Max! Go Max!
Max Steelman left his family in San Diego 3 years ago to pursue his dreams.
Yeah!
It's hard to believe, but I've always had the dream to become a professional soccer player, and I think, being here, it's the right environment to do so, and this is where I need to be if I want to chase my goals.
His talent and tenacity led him to secure a coveted spot with the LA Galaxy Academy at Dignity Health Sports Park in Carson. This is where the top Major League Soccer team is breeding the next generation of professionals, starting from 12 years old.
The training environment, it's unbelievable. Every player here is so top, and everyone's striving for the same thing. And so when you have that, the environment becomes very special.
Elite coaching, schooling, chef-created meals, all provided by the club. Players train their minds and bodies throughout the entire day. It's a year-to-year commitment, a competitive environment where players can get cut and new players are always vying for a spot.
Well, we try to provide everything for them to excel on and off the field. World-class pitches, facilities, athletic training, all the equipment to help them hopefully one day play in the World Cup, right? The biggest benefit is that we have our student athletes here all day, right? So instead of just traditionally going to school and then coming to train in the afternoons, rushing from school to practice to eating fast food, our players come here for training, for school, for after work, for special things that they can do in the gym, whether it's cognitive performance, whether it's learning small life skills. We teach them all that, so they're a well-rounded individual.
It's a rigorous routine, studying film, hitting the gym, training, and then 3 hours of school.
You're 17 years old. Don't you want to play, I don't know, Fortnite, go to prom, do all the things that 17-year-olds are doing? Do you feel like you're missing out?
You have to sacrifice a lot. I've done a really good job of balancing the life. I think that's one thing that this place has also really taught me. There has to be some sort of balance or else you'll crash. But you have to make so many sacrifices. Like, I don't see my family a lot. It's really hard on me, but you got to push through.
The stakes couldn't be higher for players at this age.
Being consistent day in, day out, they really push you here. And I'd also say having to perform with a ton of pressure because, you're representing the Galaxy, which is the biggest club in the MLS.
LA Galaxy Academy coach Jean-Pierre Mujica says while the pressure to perform is intense, at this level at the LA Galaxy Academy, the holistic approach is their priority.
We talk about the person first, then the player.
right? So we want to make sure our players develop through the academy with good values and they just become good men. And the objective of the academy is to develop players for our first team. Right, but at the end of the day, we understand that not everybody will be a professional player, but everybody will be a father or a doctor.
What sets those people apart?
Work ethic and character. That's some of the things that we talk about. Is you can be very talented, but at the end of the day, what's going to separate you from the rest is your character. So that's the biggest one for me.
Building character and building the next generation of World Cup and world-class athletes.
And the system seems to be working. 31 players from LA Galaxy Academy. You know, they start training at 12 years old in the academy. They've gone pro. 20 have signed and debuted with LA Galaxy itself. So certainly a great system to get into if you can. You got to be super talented, super hard worker.
And they pay for everything, right? And that helps parents a lot.
That is huge. Because when you think about a lot of these families of athletes, they're paying hundreds of thousands of dollars for training in the hopes that maybe their child has a shot. Right? But Galaxy and other teams are recognizing talent early on, investing in these players, and hopefully one day they'll be at a World Cup game.
Women don't have a...
No, not yet.
So how to make that happen.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Thank you.
Okay, so speaking of soccer, the FIFA World Cup is only 66 days away, and Pop Mart is capitalizing on the hype because, of course, they are with their new Labubu collection. This one's for Bob DeCastro, who's over here. The whole family can get in on the fun with more than 5 different products. Good looking. Starting with the vinyl plush doll for $150.
Oh my!
It's not your standard size Labubu, okay? This one is about 15 inches tall and comes with an outfit, a pair of shoes, and of course the FIFA World Cup trophy. There's also Labubu styled pendant keychains.
Okay, I kind of like that one.
Soccer.
I liked it.
Shape bags.
Okay.
Light sticks, cups, bottle openers, and fridge magnets. But you know the Labubu doll itself is going to be like, that's the draw, right?
With the little trophy. I like that.
Prices range from $13 to $33. You can go to popmart.com to get your own. And of course, make sure it's Pop Mart sanctioned.
Right.
Because you're going to have a lot of Lafufus out there for FIFA.
That's
FIFA Lafufu. Anyway. Now to the LA Olympics. Tickets, as you know, as we've been talking about all weekend long, tickets for the games are officially on sale.
That's right. My window opens in 5 minutes.
Does it?
It does, but I'll be working, so we'll see. But organizers are making a real push to keep tickets affordable, so they say. But there's been a lot of discussion about prices. There's really a wide range here, with tickets varying from $28 to well into the thousands. Critics online are complaining about fees and that the lower ticket prices are all gone. So if you're looking for a cheaper price tag, you may have to find something on resale sites already. However, the official LA 28 resale program does not open until 2027. So if you purchase something listed for resale right now, the Olympic Committee wants you to know those tickets have not been verified. So think twice before you buy.
Yeah.
Very interesting. It's so tricky to plan your life 2 years in advance and fork over all that money.
Get those vacation days going, you know. So we are moments away from what could be a very revealing news conference at the White House. President Trump will be speaking about the war with Iran following threats he made over the weekend and a fast approaching deadline. We'll take you live to the White House when we come back.
Welcome. Thanks for joining us at 10 o'clock this morning on this Monday. Here's some of the stories we're following for you right now. A possible bomb found near a homeless encampment in Sun Valley. We have a live report on the investigation.
We are just moments away. Live news conference from the White House. President Trump made some very aggressive new threats to Iran over the weekend, and a second airman rescued after a fighter jet was downed in Iran. We're going to take you to the White House in just a few moments. As soon as that begins, we understand some reporters already gathering in the room.
Absolutely. In the meantime, I do want to point out some of the cloud cover that's moving overhead. Some high clouds on top of some low cloud cover even, but these are not rain-producing clouds. Not yet anyway. We are going to talk about some rain getting back in the forecast coming up in my complete forecast. Back to you.
All right, developing news in Sun Valley this morning. One man is arrested for what was initially believed to be a homemade bomb found near a homeless encampment.
This led to a police shooting of a dog. Gigi Gracia live at the scene with the latest. Gigi.
Certainly a very busy scene with 3 separate investigations. Let's get straight to the video. This all started here in Sun Valley on Telfair between Tuxford and Penrose at about 1 o'clock this morning when we're told LAPD Foothill officers pulled a man over in a traffic stop. Inside the car in a plastic bag, they spotted what they believed to be explosive devices. So they called for the bomb squad. This area, there is a very large homeless encampment with people living in tents on the street, in their cars, and in RVs. During the evacuation of the people living on the street, apparently one of the officers had a confrontation with a pit bull named Mama. Her owners say the pit bull was watching over her newborn litter of puppies. Police say the pit bull bit the officer, and that's when an officer, possibly multiple officers, opened fire, shooting and killing the dog. We counted at least 14 evidence markers around the dog's body. Mom and her puppies belong to a couple living in one of the RVs. We spoke to Shankara Bishay. She was at the nearby Tiny Homes village when the shooting happened, but she believes the officers should have allowed her boyfriend a little more time to get all of those dogs together before this escalated to a shooting.
I told him my boyfriend's gonna have a hard time because he has 4 puppies, the baby, and then my dog, the mom, and then that's the one that the cops shot for I don't know what reason. He said she was just in the wagon feeding her puppies, and then I guess she tried to charge at the cop, I guess.
An ambulance was called for the injured officer, who we're told was taken to the hospital. Meanwhile, police say the driver from that original traffic stop has been detained for questioning. The bomb squad was here, and using their robot, they rendered the explosive devices safe. Police won't say what they were. Earlier, they had said there was fireworks, possibly wrapped in nails, and IED. Now they're just saying it was an explosive device and won't say exactly what was found. Reporting live this morning in Sun Valley, I'm Gigi Gracia. Back to you.
Such a sad situation. All right, Gigi, thank you. The suspect in a deadly police pursuit goes to court today. It happened last week in Pomona when police responded to a domestic violence call. Police say 31-year-old Marshall Judson let them on a crash and crashed into another car, killing a woman who was 8 months pregnant, her baby, and her boyfriend. Judson is facing triple murder charges.
Also due in court today, an LA model and social media influencer on several felony charges of burglary and grand theft. Prosecutors say she met the victims through